All right, guys, thanks for jumping on a Facebook Live. We have a really big announcement today that it's probably one of the ones as we go through that I'm the most excited about. When we launched the company, we were as aggressive as we could be with everything that we offered. We just were. We were like, people would say to us, well, why would you have your top comp at 140 when everybody else is at 110? I'm like, why do I have to be as greedy as they are? Like why? Let's just find a number that works for us. And we made a commitment to never, ever lower the compensation. Never. And so earlier in this week, if you had tuned in, we have a new final expense product with CVS, Aetna, that has a top compensation of 144%. So we're like so excited about that. And it really, really got me like it just, when we got this, and it's one of the amazing blessings of working with Integrity. We had this awesome product that we could work with, and we had the ability to raise comp. And it took our top comp on final expense actually to, depending on what product it was, at least 9 to 10 points higher, because we pay with what the carrier has and the whole deal and the way they're structured. So we're ecstatic about that. So immediately I said to Mike Sizer, I was like, man, we have to find a way to increase mortgage. Like, is there anything we can do? We have to, as we keep growing, and it's not easy. I mean, I always feel like, somebody will go like, we're making X amount. It's like, dude, you're at a 110 top comp. Knock it off. We had a guy join us recently, and he says, he says, let me tell you why I left my old company. I was like, okay. He's like, they keep talking about, one of the things that I never fell for, to be honest with you, like when I was working at another company and I was looking at what I was going to do, there was a lot of different options. And what a lot of people were trying to sell me on was what I called fake equity. Like, real equity is you sign documents, you give me a real percentage of the company, an attorney reviews it, they sign it like it's an official closing. You gave me equity. So when people would say to me, you can get equity in the company, I'd be like, all right, cool, let's put it in writing. And they would immediately start talking in circles. I wanted to give people real money, not fake equity. Fake equity seems real mean, A lot of times with that fake equity comes, here's a new contract, sign it. A guy said to me, he goes, yeah, the company I was at, they're trying to give me, like, he called it a loan or grant or something. If I stay there for 10 years, then I don't owe it to them. And I stay in good standing. I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, I don't know. That's why I'm quitting. I was like, oh, okay, got it. I just like things that are tangible. So we're raising our mortgage protection compensation to 145%. We've been working on this for quite a long time. We had to hit a certain level to be able to do that. So our top mortgage is 145. Mutual, Hancock, Americo, American Amicable. The final, we have that compensation with CVS and Aetna. We're trying to work on everything, but we're just trying to make, so now literally, if you saw final expense, you saw it with CVS and Aetna, you're going to get 144 top comp. And then if you sell mortgage protection with any of those four companies, you're going to get 145%. We have so many men and women doing such an amazing job. We have to compensate them, And one of the guys was like, man, if I'm how you call this, something like a middle tier or something, I get like, 20, 30 grand for the year. I go, we're paying like $600,000 a month in bonuses, which we're going to continue to pay. See, the joy in this game, if you will, is how we can all make money together. All I wanted from the person I was working with was to literally put money into I was going to work really hard to put money in my bank account. So for me, we've been working so hard on this for so long that and I've been listening to this for 6.5, 7 years, but it's so many people have just been like, man, I was working at such company for 3-4 years and they said I would get equity and then I didn't have anything. But when they think about the money they gave up, just pay me is what I wanted as an agent. And that's what we do at Family First Life. So we're really excited because we've been talking about this for a couple of years, but we had to be able to, we have to grow too. Cause as you see now we're, 35 points higher than anybody else. I mean, and we're not doing it. What's nice is somebody's like, you don't have to do that. I'm like, we're not doing it because we have to, we want to. We're doing it because we want to. We're not like going, hey, look over there, but do over here and sign here. That's not right. And I tend to stay away from things that are like profit sharing, equity, if they're not real, because that's dangerous. Just, it really is. So for us, we also want to make sure everybody always, and that's one of our big deals. We had part of Integrity was like, hey, we're going to keep taking care of the agents, the managers, the VPs, the board members, everybody. So we're just so excited because that ends up adding up to a lot for a lot of people. And the pays get more for everybody, the bonuses, all of the above. We're just really excited. And we really, I mean, I think the other thing is if you've ever worked at a company, and I've worked out of this industry. I worked at companies that would talk about how great the quarter was or the year was. And I was really frustrated. I was like, if it's so great, why don't we make more? I mean, it's so great, right? Like, it's such an unbelievable year. This was our best year. I used to work at a delivery company. Huge company, publicly traded. You know, I was that too. You know, everybody goes, man, our company's going public. I'm like, I'm just like, do you really know what's entailed with that? Like, you know, I got buddies of mine that, you know, got companies that, you know, make a couple $100,000 a year, and they'll, you know, 25 years ago be like, we're going public. I'm like, I got you, bud. And I love them all. They're all really good people and they mean well. But doesn't work that way. You know, it'd be a massive entity, and it's not you don't just say those things. You just don't. So for us, being able to really sit down, look at what we can do for the agents, and to be able to increase everybody's bottom line, that's just awesome. I mean, we're very excited about what we did with leads and the inventory we have, and what you can get from 50 cents and up per lead, and direct mail, and what we've done with final expense and mortgage section, our relationship with the CVS and Aetna product. That's unbelievable. We couldn't be any happier with everything that we've done since we partnered with Integrity, and it gets better and better. And I always said to people, like, we couldn't do that on our own. We just had what we had to be able to provide for agents. We wouldn't have got access to that product. Wouldn't have been able to do these things like increase the comp. We didn't have the ability to do it. It's not that we didn't want to do it. It's having the ability to actually go do it. So for us, it's been, you know, I'm really excited to, you know, I had a very quick call with just a couple people that are actually at that level at 145. And I'm like, man, we just like, and just to hear them, like the disbelief. Like one of the guys is like, thank you for doing it, but I can't believe you guys are doing this. Like, it's going so great for me now. I'm good. And you know what? I told Size, we laughed, because as soon as we got the launch of CVS, he was like, no matter what, you're going to make sure. I'm like, dude, I just can't. Like, we got final mortgage. We have to, and you know me, Mike. I said, I always wanted to go up in comp. I mean, one of the things that we dealt with early on was people like, are you going to be able to sustain the compensation package? Because if it's sustainable, why doesn't everybody else do it? And I said, our model is sustainable. I don't think it's sustainable to take that much money from people. I think after a while, they kind of figure it out. You know, I mean, there's folks that have been at companies for 5-6 years that have been saying, you have this, you have that. I mean, I can think of a couple of them. You know, you have equity, and then they've asked, and they've been saying this for 5-6 years, and there isn't any. You know, and it's purely like, let's just see how long we can, you know, keep people around. And I think that, you know, my deal always, when I looked at those companies, when I was deciding what I wanted to do, you know, almost 7 years ago, was just pay me more comp. I was like, I'm not worried. That's fine. I appreciate you saying you want to make more money. Just pay me more comp. I'm cool. That money will go. See, the comp money will go right into my bank account. No strings attached. No new documents to sign. No loans or grants or whatever you want to call them. No, you know, we do this over here, and then you remember over here. None of that. It's just, I just like the real money. That seems to work really well for me. And I think, you know, at Family First Life, we've stood behind that. We're going to. We're not going to change. At the end of the day, what's going to feed your family, put your kids through college, pay your medical bills, take care of family members you want to take care of or you need to take care of, give back to your community, you know, your kids' extracurricular activities, maybe old student loan debt. What's going to pay that is real money in your account. Fictitious ownership and stuff isn't going to pay that for you. And I think people deserve better. I don't, if I've got to stay with you and I'm under contract for 10 years and what you determine is good standing subjectively, or you take my money and I owe it all back to you, that's not a good plan for me. That seems like a good plan for you. We're ecstatic about how much money everybody makes. We think it's great. We're ecstatic that they're able to do deals with integrity. We think it's great. You know, and for us, I think one of the things for us was we didn't launch this thing. And if you taught anybody, the folks that were around at the time, It was about all of us making money together. We never at corporate, me, Mike, and everybody else had conversations about, hey, how much can we get and what will we, we were doing better than we ever do in our entire lives. We didn't, I mean, we weren't in a competition to buy, houses everywhere and Lamborghinis, and we just weren't. Like, it's like, whatever. We want everybody to make money. And I think that's why we ran it the way we ran it for so long. And I think you've seen a lot of the infrastructure stuff, from the CRM to the way lead delivery is done, that contract and hierarchy changes. That system is 30, 45 days away from being complete. And I think that's, according to the carriers, it's it will be the quickest one that anybody has. We're just excited about what we're able to put back in. We just want this to be a better experience for you, so it's easier for you to go make money, so you can spend more time with your family, your friends, your loved ones, doing things you want to do. I love selling life insurance, but I like going to my son's baseball games, and I like seeing my daughter do her dance and pageants. I just enjoy that. Like, I enjoy it. So, like, for me, it was what allowed them to do that. I said to somebody the other day, I said, a company I looked at 7 years ago, I said, thank God I didn't join there, because fake equity wouldn't have put my kid into the prep school he wanted to play baseball at. It wouldn't pay my daughter's college tuition either. It wouldn't. There's nowhere to cash that in, So for us, we're just going to keep giving. We're going to keep just getting real money into your bank account. It's just going to be that simple. It's not that complicated. I also learned after all these years that anything that's that complicated, there's a lot of fictitious stuff to it, because it's not supposed to be that complicated. I think a lot of people that try to communicate in a way that's complicated are doing it because they don't know what they're talking about, or they're trying to get you not to pay attention. My deal is I work hard, pay me. My deal is y'all work hard, you get paid. It's not complicated. And we get excited about what we continue to do as we grow, because we're going to continue to grow. And we want everybody to continue to share in that. We've been like that since day one. People are like, why do you have great staff? You've had them for a long time. Yeah, we've had our staff for a long time. None of us are perfect, but we have good staff, I think. But we share. They do well, and we want them to do well. We think they deserve to do well. So we put them in a position to be really focused on, I just don't know how morale can be good if your financial situation is bad. And I think it can be for a short period of time, and I've heard people go like, hey man, I had fun at that company until I realized I didn't have any money. Like, I had fun, but until I realized I didn't have any money, and I think the more we hear stuff, the more I'm just really disheartened that, we put into class this week unlicensed people over 1,000 people. We said, here's why this is a great business. It's really taking orders, not sales. And we're going to put you into class and get your license. We hired another 700 people who have a license. And I don't get excited about, if I don't work at a company, but I don't have a lot to say about the individual company, but I certainly have a lot to say about aspects and things that go on in the business. And I have an opinion on things that aren't good for agents as a whole. And I see a lot of it. It's not specific to one. I see a lot of them. And to just listen to the people talk about their situations. And I was telling this story to a group the other day. We had a guy that's had his license for years, very smart guy, does quite a bit of volume, he was at like an 85% compensation. Like, oh my God. I don't care what fake anything you got. That's God. And selling quite a bit. And he's like, I joined you guys, and in 3 days, I was able to keep my daughter on her travel sports team, and I was about to remove her from because I couldn't afford to pay for the season. The guy's working his butt off, but with low comp, fees, leads. It just wasn't making it happen. And I like to listen to the people. I usually have I like to listen to what they're saying. I was talking to a couple this week, and they were like, we were working with some people, and they said, hey, we're going to do this. And they said, well, we just got a 40% raise, overnight. And there's people well above us too, because everybody's making money. You can't have it both ways. You don't need to you run a very healthy business the way that we run it, and everybody can make money. Because I still believe the disparity in income is the most dangerous part of this business for folks. And when you have a couple people, a handful, making a bunch, and everybody else making a little bit, the ones making a little bit are, I mean, after a while, they're going to get frustrated. And that seems like just a wheel that keeps spinning, and people get on, get off, get on, get off, get on, get off. It's real solid when you have a number of people in there making a bunch of money. I also never thought that if, I had a guy override me early on I wasn't at whatever, 60, 70, 80. And I'm like, why does he get, what's he want 20, 30 points for? Like, what's he doing? And by the way, that's not a good place to build a business, because the guys like me and everybody else will always quit, because they don't think you should make a third or half or more than half. Like, they don't think you should make 50. They did the work. So that's how we're going to be at $200 million in life insurance paid this year in business, because we have a bunch of people doing really well, and that's good morale. I think that this business, and again, I've learned a lot about it in 12 years, it's, even though we keep moving on in time, how little things change. And it's just like they're just the same cycled ideas. They just don't change. Here's your comp, 55 to 110. Here's what we do over here. Buy me some books. Pay for this up over here. Oh, you'll get equity one day. We're going to give you this. I worked at a company who gave me money and told me I had to stay there for a period of time. They gave me 25, 30 grand a year. I was like, thanks. And then I owed it all back because I didn't stay. Like, they're all the same recycled ideas. I got an idea. Pay people good. Raise comp, pay them good. Let them make money. Let them have renewals day one. Don't put them under contract. Pay them a bonus. Can you imagine if I said to Mike Kilman, hey, here's your 180 grand a month. But by the way, you sign a new contract. You can never leave me. If you stay for 10 years and you're in good standing, according to me, subjectively, then you can keep your money. If not, you owe it all back to me. Good luck with that. I don't think the words could come out of my mouth. I guess I'm not anybody to determine who is or isn't in good standing. I want to be in business with a bunch of people that want to be in business with us. And I want them to do really well. And I want them to be happy. And I want them to make money for their families. And I want them to be able to afford the things they want to afford. And I want them to be able to afford what this one affords and that one affords and what I can afford and what Tom affords. That's the way it works. And at the end of the day, what's made us very good, but also very dangerous, is it ain't about the money. We have no problem making money. We're capitalists. We get it. We're cool. But we spent a long time just, getting by. And it was probably the only true thing our alleged competition said about us is that's going to be hard for them to stay in business the first 3 years. And they were not lying. But we always said if we make it, y'all are in trouble, And this is purely the industry. I'm not even, when people bring up the company names, I'm like, dude, this is the industry. I think in our middle American, simplified issue space, this isn't, I don't know, man, anything, the med space, long-term healthcare, they're all awesome industries. I don't know them. We're not going to get, they're great industries. We just kind of stay in what we do in our sweet spot and focus on it and crush it here. But it's the principles and the practices that haven't changed that keep me every day getting up, being excited about this business, because people deserve to know what they can do and what they can get. And I've told people from day one, raise your comp, compete. But don't keep all the money and come up with, it's like Wizard of Oz. Where's Oz? He's behind the curtain. Who's Oz? Does it exist? What does that mean? How does that work? And what does that mean for me? And I give everybody the same advice. I tell people all the time, talk to somebody that knows business really well if you're looking at an opportunity, and if you're going to allegedly get anything, supposedly, maybe, kind of, and it's fake if it don't happen. That's why I call it that. Have an attorney look at it and see what you get. Have somebody you trust review, and if you can't get anything in writing, be careful. Run. I don't know how, I was talking to a guy from another company the other day, and he's like, I really appreciate working with you because we've had a couple people that have joined us from your company. One was doing call sales, one was doing something else, and you released them. I'm like, yeah. People are like, well, you don't release. I'm like, yes, we do. We don't have a lot of requests for releases, but we'll release. Why not? Couldn't imagine sitting on the release and going like, well, I'm just going to, how could you literally know the person can't go sell? You literally know that. And by the way, the carriers caught on too, just FYI. So I'm just, down the road, you're going to watch this industry change. But I couldn't imagine going, yep, I know Tom can't sell. He don't want to sell with me. He can't sell with anybody. Like, really? But like Tom's got, he's 3 kids, single dad. Like, you really not going to let like Tom sell? What's he doing to hurt you? He's not working with me anymore. I am not granting anybody release. I've seen emails that come back and say, and don't request releases. We don't grant them. I just don't know that I could like feel good being able to pay my bills and put my kids through school and know that Tom's just trying to figure out, how to make some money. And because he didn't agree with me, I don't release him. It's wrong. You spend it however you want. It's wrong. It's just not right. And again, I think that's the stuff we've been fighting against from day one, and we're going to continue to do it, because our clients deserve it too. Not only can Tom not make money for his family, that's very important, but he can't help anybody either. So the clients fill out leads can't get help because I'm having a temper tantrum because you don't work with me anymore. That's why, people just seem to, embrace the independence. I think we all just go like no contract and, treat the people the right way and let them work wherever they want to work. If they think that's a better match, then fine. Let's let them make that decision. Let's not, bully anybody around. I don't think we need to engage in that. So I'm really just excited about the announcement. I'm excited about what it's going to do for everybody's business. I'm excited to just continue to make this thing better. That's one of the missions we're on now is continuing to just try to grow profitability for everybody. I mean, it has to work for the client first. And obviously good compensation is going to work for the client. We're going to sell as much, if not more, life insurance, probably more. It's got to work for the agent. Higher comp definitely works for the agent. Never had one agent tell me the comp's too high. I've been run this company 7 years in December. There's not one agent said, you're paying me too much. They've said, like, how do you do that? Can you continue to do it? Is it going to last forever? Are you guys going to be okay? But I've never had anybody go, stop paying me that much. And then the last thing, it has to work for the company like it has to work. It doesn't have to be our prime, but it has to be okay for us. So this works for us. And it works for us because the clients and the agents are put first. Thus, it's family first life. So we're excited. Everybody deserves it. So we just want to thank you. There's no you don't need to thank us. We want to thank you. I tell everybody every day, this is the best team I've ever been part of in anything in my life, business, athletics, anything. I've never, ever been around so many people that care so much about the human beings, work so hard to protect them, and give so much back. And that's what makes me happy. We got in this business to serve the heck out of people. And we never thought that we had to fall into whatever the model was. People would go like, well, that's not the model. I'm like, but the model's broken. If the model's broken, why would we fall into that same model? The model's broken. I don't get it. Why must we do that? Because that's the way it's always been done. I think we've learned that that's just because stuff has been done away in the past. Embrace change. Trust and believe you better. And so for us, we're going to keep doing that, and we're working on some other stuff right now that we think is going to be great for the client and the agent, and it will work for the company. So want to make that announcement today. Thank you for tuning in. Have an outstanding day. Finish the week strong. Appreciate everything you guys do on a daily basis. Appreciate how much premium we're putting in place. All things we're working on right now. It's just been an unbelievable run, and we're just getting started. And if you saw the offices we're opening too, we're really excited about that. We opened the one in Tampa, just opened the other day. Orlando, which is Lake Mary, Boca. I mean, they're coming on the website too. You'll see that in the next 2 weeks. So they're being launched all over the country. I think we're going to do one in Naples. We're doing another one in Miami because we're there, Doral, somewhere else. Again, I know a bunch of guys and girls I'm in Tennessee, California, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, Virginia, North Carolina. So it's all over the place, man, all over the place. We're going to get to 200 physical locations that are more run like corporate office. I got, 9 different emails from people. Hey, I'm in Miami. Can I get an office over there? Hey, So we're really just excited about the opportunity for everybody. So we will not let up, and we'll work hard to make sure we don't let you down. We're not perfect, but we're going to work really hard and put you first. And that's simple. Just put the clients, put the agents first, and company do okay. And life is really good. So we're honored to be in business with you. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in today. Have an outstanding day. See you guys.